Hi, this is Temitope Book Universe. You're welcome once again to Book Universe, an online book club where we're dedicated to ensuring that young people are developed emotionally. So, this is a book club primarily dedicated to young people. So, we're going to be emphasizing a lot of things for the sake of young people. But of course, adults are also very much welcome. So, the book for the month is Dr. Ben Carson's You Have a Brain, a Teenager's Guide to Thinking Big, a Teen's Guide to Thinking Big. Now, it's our book for the month, and obviously, because of copyright policies, we cannot, of course, read the entire book. Rather, this is just to encourage you to get your copy, and we actually have copies available, but we can facilitate you getting copies and all that. So, but this book, what I'm going to be doing as a reading tutor, as a reading guide, is to help you, dissect the book, digest the book, and give you more reasons why you should just read the book. Not for the sake of the author, of course, but for your sake. This is somebody who was transformed from being regarded as the domestic kid's fifth grade to becoming a phenomenal, success in the world today. He was a chief surgeon in the John Hopkins hospital, a very prominent hospital in the United States, and now he's been to the White House, is giving a lot of speeches all over the world. This is somebody who was once tagged dumb. So if you have problems with self-esteem, you have problems in believing that you can really do anything, this book is a go-to. Thank you. I'll just be quickly reading from page 56. One of my first days in that role, Mr. Makota and I set up an experiment showing how quickly and efficiently plants absorb the nutritional substances they need to grow. We placed a plant in water with radioactive material and left it overnight. The next day, we laid the plant on a piece of radio-sensitive film, paper, and watched the exposure develop to see how far the radioactive material had gone through the corridors of the plant. Not only was that the beginning of setting up labs for other students, but also conducting my own experiments. I later used that radioactive uptake experiment for a state fair science project. Mr. Makota took such an interest in me that he soon began suggesting other experiments, and he would often say, "Stay after school to help me with them." One afternoon he told me, "I've got to leave, but I want you to go ahead with your experiment." He paused before he added, "You're a trustworthy man, Ben. Here." And he handed me a set of keys to the biology lab. "Lock up when you're finished and I'll see you tomorrow." He let me keep that set of keys and I graduated, which turned out to open the door for another memorable experience the following year. The story I'll tell you a little later. Meanwhile, my encouraging experience with Mr. Makota quickly led me to realize that although I attended a poor inner city school, I could take some initiative, use my brain, and still get a decent education. I had to ask myself, why am I in school? Am I here to just sit to watch all the turmoil, or will I do what I can to change the situation? The answer to those questions seemed pretty obvious, using the same strategy that worked so well in biology. I sought out my teachers in other classes, social studies, English, math, to ask them what else they plan to teach that day. They gladly gave me enough one-on-one attention and encouragement that I was able to acquire a solid educational foundation at Southwestern I. Before the end of my sophomore year, Mr. Makota introduced me to my chemistry teacher for the following year. He so persuasively recommended me to his colleague that I served as his lab assistant for chemistry and biology my junior year. Mr. Makota also introduced me to the physics teacher at the end of that year, and as a senior, I worked as the assistant in all three of Southwestern science labs. Through it all, Mr. Makota not only became an important mentor but also my friend, as did a number of high school faculty who were more than happy to share their time, their expertise, and their life wisdom with a student willing and wanting to use his brain enough to learn everything they could. So pretty much awesome transformation there. And there's something that Dr. Ben Carson has, even though you may not be in the sciences, that everybody also has, is inquisitiveness, curiosity. We all have curiosity. It just depends on how well we use it. Some people, curiosity drives them to blog sites, they want to hear the new, gossip in town and all that. But Dr. Ben Carson puts his curiosity to good use. So when you're in school, please put your curiosity to good use. You don't need to know what's going on in another person's life. When I mean another person's life, like what they're not willing to share. You don't need to tease other people. Point is, we're all humans and we're very, very intelligent beings. We're intelligent than animals. We're very intelligent and capable of so much more. So please learn from Dr. Ben Carson. Your background is no excuse. He did say that he went to a poor school, but he turned out obviously very great in life. Even though he came from a poor background, he had a single mother. His father was not present. Still, it turned out to be great. So once again, for me and for you, I believe the key lesson here is that nothing should be an excuse. Put your brain to good use. You have a brain, like Dr. Ben Carson's mother would say. Please use your brain. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. It was awesome and a great pleasure having you. Thank you.